Orisville Shrine. It is night, and it is time to keep on praying. I think of St. Isaac Jogues, proselytizing to the heathens, telling them about Jesus, telling them about the way, the truth, and the light. He was martyred. They murdered him. Tomahawk to his head. And in a few years, the natives were wiped out. So is the fate of people who resist God. The native resisted God, and his day of visitation came. It was time to wake up in the morning and head to the shrine of St. Kateri Tekakwitha, or Kateri Tekakwitha in Indian. The power of Catholicism is rare of Indian saints. She was a Mohawk, or I'm not really sure what she was, but one of her family members was a Mohawk. I walked through the small picturesque towns and arrived at Mass. It was time to pray. St. Kateri Shrine and Indian Museum in Fonda, New York. The beauty. St. Catherine was her baptism name. She took the name of Catherine of Siena, and she left a mark. I can tell you this far. Of all the natives in her time, and of all the savages, the Indians, we don't remember any. But St. Catherine, because she chose the truth, and the truth lasts forever, Catholicism. So I walked by praying, imploring her to pray for me to God and Jesus, that I might stay holy, that I might not fail through the persecutions by pagans and fallen Catholics and lapsed Catholics. I might persist violently on my way to God. By violent, I don't mean what you see on TV, but I mean rejecting all the things of the world, the fornications, the sodomy, the vain things. I walked around the woods meditating on St. Catherine. The time she spent in his very woods in the 16th or 15th century, escaping the persecutions of pagans and praying to God. All of a sudden, these trees became miraculous. They began to profess Jesus. There was silence. Looked at the trees. Then I imagined that our Lord was hung on a tree. These are places that make you holy. From the moment I was here, I was in silence and steeped in the mystique. I walked to the village of St. Catherine. That very village right there is where she lived. Then I headed to Fonda. New York State is beautiful, with the apples in the fall time. I got a free cup of coffee and came back to the shrine. There back to the site. This is where St. Catherine used to live. This used to be an Indian village 400 years ago. And I walked to the spring of St. Kateri Tekakwitha. As I walked down, I began to think to myself, this would be a good place to spend the night in prayer. But it was conflagrated by burning mosquitoes. St. Catherine prayed for us. Even the sky gave testimony. I felt blessed that day to see a beautiful sky. My day at the shrine was over. It was time to go. I passed by St. Cecilia Catholic Church. On my way back, I walked through the little town, seeing the beauty, the silence, even the skies, the mystique of the rivers. God is beautiful. Read the Psalms. He who created everything knows everything. I continued on, taking pictures and pausing by to reflect on the works of God. The death, everything must come to an end. I could imagine those days when the Europeans arrived to preached Jesus to the lost pagans and the savages. The Indians ate one another. They were cannibals. They would kill you and eat your heart so that they could be fearless.